What is going on? So today I've got a really special guest. His name is Todd Kachow. His business is called Above and Beyond Soft Wash. Now, Todd is a really interesting guy. He is one of these folks that decided that he was going to get in the business. He went in full bore, balls to the wall from day one, and it has paid off. And of course, if you have a business and you don't currently have software to help you manage your business, check out Quote IQ, where you can send estimates, invoices, collect payments, keep track of all your customers and the key data points that are going to help you make more revenue every single day. So Todd, I just wanted to say thank you for coming on and welcome to the channel.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's my pleasure. Trust me.
You and I met for the first time a couple years ago, right?
It was back in 2022. I believe it was WashCon.
And at that point, I don't even think you had equipment, right?
I didn't. I was actually they were building it at that time, and I was hoping to catch a glimpse of it, but unfortunately I was at the fab shop getting additional stuff. Either was the rhino lining or the welding. So
right. And if I recall at the time, I remember Cody saying that the trailer that you had built, that you just kept adding and on, and it's like the most stout, badass trailer that they'd ever built to date. And, you know, we've got one similar, and it's just a money-making machine. But my point about that was you came down to WashCon prior to even having equipment, investing in yourself, understanding that there was knowledge that you needed that you didn't have, and you were willing to write the check for it. And that is something that's, you know, I think it's admirable. It's something that I didn't do early on. I wish I had, and I'd be a lot further along. But can you tell me, when did you decide and why did you decide to get into the pressure washing industry?
I've always been around machinery. I've always liked cleaning things. So it was kind of a nice marriage where I worked in a marina industry for years. So I was always around power washing. I love cleaning things, from building the machinery to, you know, just getting involved. And over time, built a beautiful family, got 2 little girls, got a beautiful wife. You know, I wasn't seeing them. I was more or less spending all of my time at my other profession. And I just needed a little extra time to, you know, just go that other direction. And, you know, after a few little hiccups or bumps in the road, I just decided to pivot and just decided to go down this road, and there's no looking back. I love the end of the day satisfaction on a daily basis, and being at a different property every day versus being caged in a box more or less for your entire life. You know, I was there for 30 some years, where I'm seeing more of my township now than I ever have. So I'm really happy doing what I'm doing. It's cool.
No, that's awesome. And like you said, you know, you made the decision and you move forward. A lot of people, they talk about it and they think about it, and I'm going to set up my LLC, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. I got to wait on this. I got to wait for this. And that procrastination, oh man, it will slow you down and it will kill you. And nobody in the history of the world has died and said to themselves, like, wow, you remember when I was thinking about doing something? No, it was like, remember when I did that? And you know, and like I said, it's paid off, because last year you broke $100,000 in your first year, right?
Yeah. I think it was within 6 or 7 months. It was ridiculous, to the point where there is such a demand for it where I'm at, where it was a no-brainer, and it just took off. Extremely busy, extremely blessed, you know, keep the ball rolling. I'm doing new additions to my trailer outside to help people, and, you know, it should be good.
Yeah, absolutely. What were some of the key things that you did from the marketing perspective that has allowed you to have such a meteoric rise? I mean, you were just telling me before we turned the cameras on that, like, right now you're booked out until August, and it's been a month and a half out or something like that.
Easy. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the demand is there. It's to the point where you have to position yourself in the marketplace. And a lot of it had to do with going to WashCon. You have to invest in yourself. You have to go to the events, because if it wasn't for events like that, I wouldn't have learned Justin's ad for Facebook's. I wouldn't have learned the inside track on what works. You know, I'm coming from a completely different industry.
You took the how to wash training.
Absolutely. How to wash was a game changer, to the point where the things I thought I knew, you don't know it until you take the courses. You know, there's a lot on YouTube, a lot on the internet that you think you're learning from these other guys. I would highly recommend anybody to jump into like Local Domination 2 or any of those courses that Mike offers, because it's it is going to do nothing but get you to that next level. And if you want to get to that next level, you have to invest in yourself. It's that
Right.
simple. So work towards that goal and go after it.
And what you've done is you've surrounded yourself with people that elevate your business. And it's not because anybody's smarter than you. If you weren't smart, if you didn't dedicate yourself, like anybody can buy a training program, but unless you
Right.
take
Yeah.
it and you implement it, then it doesn't matter what you buy or what you take, right? You have to implement. And that's one of the biggest things. But you'd mentioned local Dom too. It is the culmination of 20 plus years of my knowledge and the things that actually work. And this isn't like theories or armchair quarterbacking. Like this is the stuff that worked. I held nothing back. And if anybody's interested in that, you can check it out. I'll put a link down below. But these are the things that actually help businesses grow. Todd started basically 2 years ago. What were some of the other things? Obviously, Facebook, getting involved in the groups. What are some of the other things that you've done as far as the marketing of your business?
A lot of it had to do with you making recommendations with bandit signs.
Yes.
You helped me out big time with that.
So the bandit signs, Facebook ads, are you doing any paid marketing like Google or Google
Nope.
Guaranteed, any of that? Nice.
Nope, not right now. Not right now. It's so chaotic, Mike. I have so many customer submissions that I still got to follow through with. It's literally blowing up in my face to the point where, I guess the reputation, the quality of the work, and just the referrals I've been getting alone, because if you do right by people, you're going to get those other phone calls. And it seems like every property I go to, I'm getting one of the neighbors, either the neighbor next to them or somebody that's in the area. And it's been hitting, man. It's been good.
That's incredible. And those word of mouth, the referrals, man,
It's
that is the
huge.
best. The cost of acquisition is nearly nothing on those. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what we want.
Yeah, it's been gangbusters, I've been following your lead, Justin's lead, paying attention to guys like Joe Deary and, just doing the homework. You're not going to learn it overnight, but if you involve yourself to the point where I literally cut everything out of my life, from my boating to my motorcycle, I'm literally that focused where your property is my obsession. And then I move on to the next one. And
Right.
it's fun to do.
So I know that you've got a different perspective on competition than most people do. And I kind of think it's probably a lot like mine. I mean, I'll bring guys on the channel, local guys, and promote their business, talk about, who they are, what they do, their equipment, put their name out there for the world to see. What's your view on your competition?
I don't look at them as competition. I look at them as like local helpers and local just voice pieces, because if they don't want to work with me, I'm still going to make sure that I'm in their face. I'm going to still make sure that I'm either around to help them, or they're going to know I'm around. Let's leave it at that. Yeah, I don't look at them as competition, because I'd be the first one to throw up my hand and be like, "Hey man, let me help you out." The other, like for instance, I'm good buddies with Mike Turman. He's not too far from me.
Right.
We are constantly trying to assist each other. We've become such good buddies where the larger projects that I could possibly get involved in, I'm always throwing his name towards it, because he's more geared towards the commercial, larger project end of things.
Right.
So we're always helping each other, and it's nice to have that local. It's not competition. It's more or less just unity, networking, more or less the way I look at it. So
Right. Services. What are your main services? What's the most profitable? Because I know that you were doing something completely outside of washing, the wrapping, and not like Eminem rapping or Kendrick Lamar rapping.
Some of the other things that I'll get involved in is shrink wrapping furniture for clients, shrink wrapping gazebos, shrink wrap. I've shrink wrapped thousands of different things, including boats up to about 50 foot. So I definitely get involved in that. But my main bread and butter is the house washing, the roof washing, just the average cleanup that most houses need. A lot of the houses locally in Monmouth County have a lot of trees around. So there's always shade, there's always moss buildup, a lot of green mold. So my forte is really to step in and just assess. I want to give my client the most bang for the buck, but at the same time, I need to be profitable. So I'm going to give them my best piece of advice. And most of the time, just by being honest with people and telling them, like, listen, this is what I can do for you. This is the professionalism and the first class service that, you need. It's your solution to your problem. And if you'd like to, proceed, we can. But I'm cranking out 1-day projects, and it's nice. It's profitable.
Yeah.
So.
And the jobs that I see you doing, these are not, like with our, we do a bunch of all different size houses. We do 3,000 square foot houses. We do, 15,000 square foot houses. I've seen you working on some beautiful mammoth houses, right?
I've gotten such good referrals, Mike. I've been very blessed with a lot of the local contractors, and they're working on these mega mansions, and they don't have anybody reliable that they can count on. When
Right.
they make that call, they know I'm going to beat them to the job site. Just do the right thing for people. Like, put yourself in their shoes, and the quality and the expertise and the professionalism that you would expect, that you would only hope for, that's what I'm providing. I'm not for everybody, but at the same time, if you want perfection, it's where I'm at.
And you charge accordingly.
Oh, I charge accordingly. Yeah. No doubt about it. I'm not there to waste time. I'm not there to waste your time or your money.
Right.
It's either
Or
you're
your
pay.
time.
Yeah. I mean, I just sent out a huge quote this morning back to a guy that I know and trust, but it's a massive job on the beach, 4 stories. I'm doing balconies. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. And it requires expertise. He said there was a $60,000 fence below it where if you overspray, it's game over. So, it's one of those things where you gotta, your best defense, or what do they say? Your best offense is a great defense. So it's, you gotta just set yourself up and,
well, and I'm sure you've got the customer contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
You send that to all of your customers when you send in the estimates.
Use Quote IQ. Quote IQ is one of the best additions I've had to my business, no doubt about it. From doing the overall perimeter, getting the square footage, sending professional estimates to these high-end clients, and it's quick, it's easy, and it's efficient. That's the best way I can sum it up, because I'll be on the fly, I'll be at the job, and the customer will throw in 2 additional service tasks, and I'm not freaking out saying, oh, I need to go home to my computer. You go right to the phone within a few buttons. It's game on. You just made that extra couple $100 and get back out and keep going. It's nice to have tools like Quote IQ that can make a difference on the fly. When you're high-end clients, they don't want to wait. They don't want to give you an hour to, call the main office and get an invoice coming. I'm just boop, boop, boop. Send it. The customer can pay me right there. They give me the review right there. It's a game changer.
Yeah. And thank you for saying that. That actually means a lot.
It's the truth. I want to express that if you don't have a CRM like Quote IQ right now, you're missing it. You're missing the whole point of being in business.
Well, and I missed so much opportunity early on that because I wasn't
a lot of writing, man, and it's not, save your time, save your energy. You got more important things to be doing. Get the Quote IQ and be done.
Yeah. And we're continually improving. We've got some cool stuff that I'll tell you about in a second, but some really cool stuff that's coming up. Okay. So just a couple final thoughts from Todd, because he has had great success, and it's not stopping. And so, Todd, what final thoughts do you have for us? Anybody watching, new guys that are just getting started, some advice. What is one piece of advice that would really help somebody that is out there thinking about doing what we do?
Get comfortable being uncomfortable, because in order to move your needle, in order to progress on a daily basis, whether it's hourly, by the minute, in order to get better, you need to push the envelope constantly. So if you're, and set those, even if it's short-term goals, you need to start setting yourself up and saying, all right, well, if I do this, I can get to here, and I can level up and then get to there. And it's constantly about keeping your eyes on the prize. Look down the road, envision yourself where you're going to be in a few years, whether it be 1 year, 2 years. Just set your goal. What is it going to take? And just one foot in front of another.
But man, thanks again. Best of luck to you. And, if you guys need a good CRM, check out Quote IQ. If you need great equipment, Southeast Soft Wash. Todd, thanks again, brother.
You're very welcome, Mike. Thank you.